per rap sheet on Twitter, Milton Williams to the Patriots.
So that is one.
That's a big one.
So that's going to stop me in my tracks. Because that is one guy that they targeted at the top of the market. And it does feel like they've beaten out some other teams. He was earmarked for the Panthers earlier in the day. And apparently the Pats got in there at the end. So that one does feel different to me. Because that was a guy that came into the day saying Chris Godwin at receiver and Milton Williams on the defensive line from Philadelphia. It's a name we've been hearing quite a bit, right?
Yes.
And that was a top-of-the-market guy. Okay, that one feels different. There you go. Any word on the money there? Any word on anything else? You let me know when it happens. How do you feel about this player, Mazz, and this position?
So, look, given where he's coming from and what kind of impact he had on Philly's success, I'm okay with it. I like it. I mean, I say I'm okay with it. They obviously have questions there now that Barmore is up in the air. And frankly, I would say at this point with Barmore leaning doubtful based on their tone. So they have a hole in the middle of the defensive line. And the fact that they were able to, at least replace Barmore, if not add to him, whatever it is, good. I mean, again, you need some sort of force in the middle of the defensive line. This guy feels like one.
And in terms of just today and doing something today, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a guy that would have no reason to be here otherwise, meaning he wasn't coached by any of the guys here. He doesn't have any sort of linkage with any of the guys here. He was drafted in Philadelphia, played in Philadelphia. There were other teams after him. He was on the verge, it felt like, of signing with another team, and you got him, which I'm going to hope is a gross overpay. We'll give you the money as soon as we get it.
$26 million per year in a deal done by Rick Roberts is what Ian Rappaport says.
So I don't know who Rick Roberts is.
Clutch Sports, the agent.
Okay. So $26 million a year. I'd have to look up what that is. I'm just guessing since it's 2 hours and 12 minutes into the tampering period, and he was on the verge of signing with the Panthers, that you overpaid there.
And he's young. He's going to be 26 in April.
You got a guy to come here who normally wouldn't just come here.
Good.
Okay. There we go. That's different. I put that in a different category than what we've seen so far.
Definitely. And look, part of me wonders, because, again, it feels like some of these later ones, Davis, I think, happened a little after some of the others, and this one happened after some of the others. I wonder if they upped the money. I wonder if they said, we're losing out on all these guys. We got to start hiking our offers more than we would have been comfortable doing, because otherwise we're not going to get them.
Well, like an hour ago, it felt like, I think you alluded to this, Mike, it felt like a done deal. He was going to the Carolina Panthers. Milton Williams.
So I wonder if, like, the reality dawned on them that we got to do more. We can't just keep doing what we're doing because it's not good enough.
How do you feel about it being mostly defense?
I don't love it.
Harold Landry, Robert Spillane, both linebackers. Landry, more of an edge guy. Carlton Davis at corner. Now Milton Williams on the interior of your defensive line.
Yeah, I don't love it. Again, and I also will go so far as to say, correct me if I'm wrong, but Spillane, I think, is a run game player.
I think mostly.
And the defensive tackle, Milton Williams, he sort of does both, but he's not a guy that has racked up sacks in his career.
Just 290.
Yeah. So, now look, I hope they get more aggressive and they unleash some of these guys and they're going to go after the quarterback and what have you. But I think what you're getting effectively is a team that's going to be able to do the most basic stuff, which is stop the run. So, Spillane, like, again, I was just looking at some of the numbers. He's a tackler and he's a run stopper. In the pass game, he kind of blows, at least based on the numbers. I can't tell you. I've been watching. What's his first name? Robert.
I don't know.
Robert Spillane.
Okay, I haven't been watching Robert Spillane play on Sundays. I can tell you that. So again, and offensively, the only tackle they signed is a guy who plays right tackle and is, a good pass blocker, but is a below average tackle based on league standing.
My hope was that they were going to fill the holes offensively via free agency and then draft all defense, and it feels like now it's probably going to be the complete opposite.
So who knows? I mean, maybe they just load up on defense, and that's the thing that they know and can do and is accessible and offers more value than some of those receivers that were out there. Feels like they've struck out in that big-time receiver market so far.
Definitely.
But they came home. Milton Williams was a target, and they came home with him. So give them credit for that, and that is different. That is someone that they beat out other teams. That is something that they had to have been aggressive with financially. And you've convinced someone to come in from, quote-unquote, the outside and improve your team. And so I will give them credit for that one. and we'll take a look at what the contract looks like and where that puts them money-wise here at the end of the day. But they are off and running. The Patriots are off and running here in NFL free agency, which technically begins Wednesday afternoon. But
it's the American way. Jump the gun.
I think we all know by now, by the time we get to Wednesday, what's left. If the Patriots were the team that had the $20 million extra offer on the table, you give them credit for extending themselves on the player?
Sure. Yeah, but I need, I'll believe it when I see it.
See, I don't. Like, you don't get credit for trying.
Well, I mean,
and I don't fully believe it's $20 million.
Well, so neither do I. That's why I say I'll believe it when I see it. My point is that it wasn't about the money. I'll say that. The guy didn't just take the money. So, but I will say that, again, when you neglect your organization the way that they've neglected it, and you get this bad, it's still on you, whether it's about the money or not. You've hurt them. They've damaged the brand. They're very sensitive about the value of the brand down there, and they've done more damage to themselves in the last couple of years than anyone else has. They've let the thing deteriorate to the point where, like Godwin, and I was looking at some of the guys who didn't come here, whether it's Metcalf or Samuel or Ronnie Stanley or Godwin, they're all playoff teams. I mean, the players chose playoff teams. They would rather go to teams that are good.
So you got to land the player.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't get credit for trying. And by the way, I don't believe it was pure $20 million. But they certainly extended themselves on Milton Williams. I said before, he's got to be one of the higher paid defensive linemen in the league now, and he is, according to Over the Cap, on an APY, average per year, average annual value. $26 million a year, is third among defensive tackles, behind only Chris Jones and Christian Wilkins.
Ooh.
So that's up there.
Yeah.
For a guy who Louthie keeps pointing out to me, played 50% of the snaps last year. Was not a full-time player. So kind of scary, but be that as it may.
I think he only started like 7 games. Anyway.
That is a big splash signing. And if that's what you wanted them to do today, then you have to give them credit for it. For the very latest, I know Twitter's had some problems today. You want to stay right here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. We've also gotten something on the line for you, online for you. All the hustle and bustle behind the scenes there, outside the doors. Doloff, Barthy, and Louth in our war room. And the offseason.985thesportshub.com website, again, launched a new site dedicated to offseason news and transactions impacting the Patriots and the NFL. Offseason.985thesportshub.com. Stay updated this week with free agency now underway. The free agent tracker featuring Alec Barth's top 100, articles, podcasts, video reaction from the Sports Hub shows, etc. Find the Patriots offseason hub at offseason.985thesportshub.com.